This is the show where you're going to learn a lot more about me, my life, and my experiences. What you might not know is that I have incredible passions in this world. And one of those passions is cosmetics. I've been doing makeup for at least 70 years. It was the first creative outlet that I really had that allowed me to express myself just for myself. Traveling back in time to kick this all off, we're gonna start in my 16th year of life. This is when people like Madonna and David Bowie and some other like glam rock stars were coming back into style. In every magazine, it was blue eyeshadow from lashes to brows, red lips, pale skin. It just looked so cool and I wanted to be part of that. I found makeup. I found it in the craziest place at first. It all started at the Halloween store. Spirit Halloween. Pancake makeup. Crayons. Colored crayons. I had one and it was white. Every day in high school, I would go into the bathroom in the morning and squeeze out some of this white cream clown foundation and smear it all over my face. At the time, I was 16 and a boy and it just wasn't a thing. Boys didn't wear makeup. I don't know what I was doing, but I felt incredible. And that was the first time that people really started to notice me. I mean, before that I didn't have any friends at all. But as soon as I started dressing like a freak, that's when people wanted to be involved. Continuing my own self-education when it came to makeup, I was interested in RuPaul, drag, cross-dressing, performance art. At this point, I'm 18 years old. I look like I've rolled around on my eyeliner. Mind you, I had no way of knowing how to put this stuff on because no one ever taught me. We didn't have YouTube. All we had were magazines and books. I happened to be strolling by the MAC counter in the Macy's in Holyoke, Massachusetts, and the woman behind the counter looked at me and said, "Honey, here's an application." At this point, I had no idea what MAC was. They had every shade of eyeshadow, every shade of lipstick. They had lashes, they had foundation, they had literally everything. It was like an artist paradise. I filled out the application. I got called for an interview. I convinced a couple of friends to let me do their makeup, and then I took some Polaroids, stuffed them in a binder, and then I walked into that Macy's wearing jeans. I'll never forget sitting down for that interview. Sitting across from me, the incredible Gerard Brulé. He was so intimidating and so fierce. I was terrified and absolutely convinced that I did not get the job. To my surprise, a couple weeks later, I get a phone call. They gave me a position. It was a life-changing event for me. It was so incredible for the first time in my life to feel like I actually was good at something. My very first client ever was this trans woman, and she was incredibly beautiful. And I was so excited that I got to put makeup on her. And I was so excited that she was going to be in the presence of me, someone who's also in the queer community. It's like a safety net. We had this sort of like bond with each other, and it made me, on my very first day, and my very first client, made me feel so comfortable. Since then, I have been working consistently and never looked back. And I'm just so happy that the little boy in high school smearing white clown makeup all over his face got to be part of, for once, the cool kid group. Well, there you have it. I've given you a brief history lesson in my love of cosmetics. I think it's your turn. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. Tell me what you think. If there's a product or a brand you think I would like or think I should try, leave it below.